Hola chicos, soy señorita Schaefer y hoy vamos a hablar del vocabulario de capítulo 6b y vamos a usar este vocabulario en contexto para ver cómo podemos usarlo. Puedes encontrar esta información en páginas 320 y 321 en sus textos del libros de texto, lo siento. Entonces la pregunta grande de esta lección es ¿cómo puedo hablar de las películas en español? Y en este capítulo vamos a hablar de vocabulario para hablar de diferentes tipos de películas. Películas románticas, películas de acción, de horror, etc. If you would please go ahead and write down the highlighted words along with the English translations of them, that will be a great way for you to get a first look at your vocab. That way you're seeing them, you're hearing them, and you're writing them. I'd also suggest even saying them out loud as you write them down. So here we see those chicos that are looking at different movie posters. And we're going to start over here. Violencia means violence. And el amor is the noun for love. We also see this sign here that says on Monday and Tuesday, alquila dos películas por el precio de una. You can rent 2 movies for the price of one. So the verb there is alquilar, and that means to rent. And then we look at our different movies over here. So we have El Robo Perfecto. That would be the perfect robbery. Robar means to rob or to steal. Ladrón and ladrona mean thief, the female form and the masculine form there. And then el crimen is a crime. On the same note, over here on the very right side, we see criminal is a criminal. That can be el or la, depending on if you're talking about a man or a woman. Capturar is to capture. Arrestar is to arrest. You'll notice we have a lot of cognates this chapter. We already talked about el criminal is the male form there. We also see in the movie 2050 up here, los efectos especiales are special effects. And los extraterrestres are aliens. You can have el or la extraterrestre. In violencia en la ciudad, violence in the city, we see that this is a película de acción, or an action film. We see el detective and la detectiva, which both mean detective, just a male or female, and la víctima is a victim. Unlike some of the other words that we've seen on this page, like detective and criminal and extraterrestre and ladrón, víctima is always feminine. You'll always say la víctima, whether it's a man or a woman. The last one we see over here is el galán. El galán is the leading man in a movie. And then we have this little descripción del amor eterno. It says el galán, the leading man, está enamorado de la mujer, pero ella no se enamora de él hasta el fin de la película. The leading man is in love with, so estar enamorado is to be in love, and we use de instead of with. In English we use with, in Spanish we use de. So to be in love with is estar enamorado de. If we're talking about a female, she would estar enamorada de la mujer, pero ella no se enamora de él hasta el fin de la película. But she doesn't love or fall in love with. Se enamora. Enamorar is to love. Se enamorar. Enamorarse is to fall in love. So she doesn't fall in love with him until the end of the video. When you have these ones written down, we'll head on to the next page. Entonces, aquí vimos una discusión, una conversación entre los dos chicos en el último. So they say, ¿has visto la película 2050? ¿Qué tal es? So here we see, this is one of our grammar, this chapter we're going to be working on two different grammar ideas. One of them is called the present perfect. And the present perfect says what has happened or what I have done. So this is the present perfect form that says, have you seen? Has is conjugated in the you form, and then visto just always stays the same. So have you seen the movie 2050? And ¿qué tal es? Significa, how is it? Y el otro responde, pues me fascinan las películas de ciencia ficción, pero no he visto esa película todavía. So we see here, no he visto. This comes from that same present perfect, and it answers, I have not seen. The a here is the yo form. So no he visto is I have not seen. And then the other grammar concept that we're going to be working on is verbs that work like gustar, verbs that use IOPs. So like when we say I like in Spanish, we're actually saying it is pleasing to me. So what we're saying here is the movies are fascinating to me. So me fascinan would mean they fascinate me. And this is a shorter video here. We only have one more slide after this. So I just want to take a second to look at the me is this me here. They fascinate me. And then me fascinan, this is conjugated for the plural they or las películas. So just like me gusta, that's how that works. So you can use me fascina for it fascinates me or me fascinan for they fascinate me. And todavía, oops, sorry, put a strike mark right through that. No todavía is not yet. Not yet when you use no todavía. Todavía means still on its own. Los críticos han escrito varios artículos sobre la película y todos la recomiendan. So los críticos is the critics. And here we see another form of the present perfect. They have written various articles sobre, about the movie, and everyone recommends it. Recomendar is to recommend. And you'll notice that it has an E to IE stem change. Creo que la película será muy popular con el público. Será, this added to the end of ser is the present tense, and it means it will be. Or this could also be he or she. Will be. It's the el, ella form of it will be. Very popular with the public. Bueno, ¿se puede alquilar ya el video o el DVD? Great. Can you rent yet the video or the DVD? No, todavía no. No, not yet. When you have these written down, please feel free to flip to the next page. Había una sección más de esta sección. There was one more section in this section of our book, but it was referring to a video that went with our curriculum that we haven't watched. So I just pulled the words out for you guys to see, and you don't have to look through that picture. So these are some movies to talk about parts of a video. El argumento means plot. That's a false cognate. We don't actually use it like we use it in English for like an argument between two people, but we do use it like the her argument for her thinking, like the reason behind it. La directora would be the female director. The male director would be a director, el director. Los personajes principales are main characters. Personajes are characters, so the principal characters are the main characters. La escena is the scene. La dirección is direction, like stage directions. Hace el papel de means to play the role of. La actuación is the noun for acting. The verb is actuar. And then papeles are roles. It can also mean papers, but here it means, in the movie world, it means the roles that people play. When you have these written down, feel free to go on to the next page with us. Entonces, la pregunta grande hoy fue, ¿cómo puedo hablar de las películas en español? How can I talk about movies in Spanish? And we've provided you with some words here to talk about movies, all different kinds of movies. If you would please, just to finish out today, write your favorite genre. You can write it in English, but you know how to say a lot of them in Spanish. And then just write 3 words that would go with that genre. So for me, if my favorite is action movies, I might write crimen, or better yet, if I include el crimen, el ladrón, the robber, and la víctima will be my 3 words because I enjoy movies like Criminal Minds. I hope that you guys have a great rest of your day. Gracias for watching today. And if you would just write down any questions that you have right now so that next time you talk to me, you can ask me. Gracias y hasta luego.